Hello everyone, it's me again. Today I will recap the movie The Expendables Part 4. This is the mercenary team. In this journey, Barney and the soldiers of the team must participate in a dangerous mission to confront the arms dealer Ocelot, to prevent the nuclear detonator from destroying the world. The battle of the skilled soldiers brings many surprising secrets behind. Please follow today's recap. At a military chemical factory in Libya, outside is a layer of soldiers guarding the area very carefully, making it very difficult to infiltrate. But unexpectedly, bullets suddenly appeared from the sky. A man named Rahmat and his group drove an armored vehicle to attack and bomb the factory. A Libyan army tank fired a cannon, causing the armored vehicle to explode on the spot. Immediately, the terrorist helicopter locked on the target, launched missiles to destroy the tank. They destroyed everything in their path to find General Phelan. Finally finding the house where Phelan's family lived, Rahmat immediately went there. After killing the guards, the drone also detected a few guards protecting the general. Rahmat was extremely arrogant, wanting to kill them all by himself. He wore their clothes to disguise himself and quickly lowered all the defenses. Finally, he fired a baton into Phelan's chest, forcing General Phelan to hand over the nuclear detonator. Phelan did not agree, so they brutally murdered Phelan's wife and threatened his son's life. Having no other choice, Phelan confessed everything but still could not escape Rahmat's cruelty. He heartlessly attacked both Phelan and Phelan's son. Meanwhile, in New York, Barney visited his old friend Christmas. He is currently living with his girlfriend Gina, she is madly cursing Christmas. Even though he is a big shot, he still doesn't dare to talk back to his lover. As a good friend of Christmas, Barney took him to a bar to relieve his boredom. But in reality, he wanted to ask Christmas to get back his lucky ring, which he lost in a bet with a short guy named Jumbo. And Barney couldn't fight because his back was hurting due to old age. Then, Christmas gave the bald guy 2 iron fists for protection. The chivalrous Christmas didn't ask much, decided to go up and ask Jumbo if he could return the ring to his friend, but of course Jumbo couldn't. So, a fight broke out between them. Christmas put on his weapon, then punched each guy one by one, hitting every single one. Finally, there was only one tall guy left. He rushed towards Barney. Although Barney said he had a backache, he still had enough strength to throw the fat guy away. They finally get the ring back. But this is just an excuse for Barney to bring Christmas to meet his teammates. They have just received a mercenary mission from a CIA agent, Marsh. The bespectacled is Gunner, Easy Day the gunner and Gallagher's son. Marsh comes and tells them that this is a very important mission. It is known that Rahmat was hired to steal a nuclear missile warhead to provoke a war in the Third World. The person who hired him is named Ocelot. However, he is a mysterious person who is so good at hiding his whereabouts that the CIA has never seen his face. Barney has also encountered him in the past. Even if the whole team sacrificed, they still could not catch Ocelot. After the meeting, they started to board a plane to the desert in Libya to stop Rahmat. But as soon as they landed, they were attacked. Therefore, they were forced to make an emergency landing and split into 2 groups traveling by car to be able to continue their mission. At this time, Rahmat had successfully taken all the detonators in the warehouse and got into the car to prepare to escape. Barney took responsibility for controlling the plane and observing from the air, and had to avoid anti-aircraft missiles from the ground. Gunner ran up the hill to aim and shoot. He quickly locked on the fleeing target and pulled the trigger but unexpectedly missed due to poor eyesight and weak hands. After putting on glasses, it was still not much better. Barney gave instructions from the plane. Christmas and another person immediately drove after them, passing through the rubble, chasing closely behind. But the Rahmat troops were no pushovers, continuously firing at them. Although they did not suffer much damage, many were taken down by Christmas. At this time, Gunner aimed at the target again, accurately blowing up one of their vehicles. The rest immediately ran into the factory, splitting up and running in 2 directions. Christmas quickly followed the Rahmat vehicle, while his teammates followed in the opposite direction. After taking down 2 of them, Christmas almost lost his head because his teammates drove carelessly. After the head-on collision, Christmas had no more guns to shoot, so he pulled out a dagger and threw it at the gun muzzle of the gunman in front. When the 2 vehicles passed each other, he quickly jumped into the enemy vehicle, finished off the driver, and then jumped back to his own vehicle. Outside, Barney was also constantly attacked by them. He struggled to attack and defend. Seeing that Rahmat had escaped with the nuclear weapon, Barney ordered Christmas to chase him, while his other teammates continued to fight the remaining men. Christmas tried to chase, finally reaching Rahmat's car. Above, a missile locked onto the plane again. Because there were no more flares, the missile quickly collided directly with the plane. In a life-or-death situation, the captain still gave the order, retrieve the detonator at all costs. Just as Christmas was about to fight Rahmat, he witnessed a tank trying to launch a missile at the captain's plane. He did not hesitate, deciding to disobey the order. Instead of capturing Rahmat and letting him escape, he turned around, pressed the gas, jumped out, and drove straight towards the tank, causing it to explode, thinking that he had protected his teammates. But Rahmat unexpectedly used an anti-aircraft gun to shoot the captain's plane, causing it to collapse and immediately burst into flames. Rahmat immediately climbed onto a helicopter to escape. Witnessing Barney's plane burning fiercely and crashing to the ground, Christmas painfully ran towards him, trying desperately to help his best friend. But the whole team could only watch Barney go away forever. On the bone of his hand, he still wore his favorite ring. Returning, the whole team gathered at a bar to remember Barney. While they were extremely sad, Marsh appeared, constantly cursing because of the failed mission, and expelled Christmas from the team for not following the captain's orders, leading to Barney's useless death. More surprisingly, the whole team would be led by a new captain, which was his girlfriend, Gina. Christmas was also very sad. He quickly left the bar after getting Barney's ring back home. Before taking revenge, he had to take care of his stomach first. Barney had come to work as a bodyguard for a TikToker with great influence on social networks. But when he made disrespectful comments about women in a live stream, Christmas reminded him. Because of this, he started to curse Christmas, film Christmas, and constantly insult Christmas. Finally, unable to bear it anymore, Christmas continuously punched him in the face. Returning home, Christmas decided to take action himself. Wanting to avenge his best friend, he broke into Gina's house to find clues. Here, he found a confidential document. At this time, Gina also returned and understood Christmas's desire for revenge. Gina revealed to him that Barney was part of a secret operation between international agencies, which caused this document to be sealed. It wasn't until Barney died that it was published. It said that a witness had identified Ocelot. Christmas offered to join her, but the rule said she couldn't, so she refused, leading to a heated argument. And the fight ended quickly in bed, Christmas handing his girlfriend his 21 cine knife and telling her to use it to skewer Rahmat for him. Gina was moved, but didn't know that he had secretly planted a tracking device in the knife. While the team begins their mission in the South Asian Seas, a secret location of the CIA with a new agent named Lash, Christmas decides to go to Thailand to find a man named Decca, a former member of the Special Forces in Thailand, and also an old friend of Barney who has retired. But Christmas receives news that Decca has left this place long ago. However, when Christmas got on the boat, he encountered a sanitation worker who beat him with a broom. But he soon receives Barney's special ring and confesses that he is Decca. Christmas says Barney is dead. Decca immediately agrees to work together to avenge their best friend. On this side, the rest of Gina's team also prepares ammunition. They are given information by Commander Marsh about a Thai military ship, which has been captured by Rahmat's army. It is currently heading towards the Russian coast, and the mastermind Ocelot is probably on board. It is predicted that Ocelot may detonate a nuclear bomb on Russian territory to start a war between Russia and the United States. This time, Marsh also goes along to make sure there are no mistakes like last time. On this side, Decca and Christmas board a boat to catch up with the rest of Gina's team. Meanwhile, Gina's team has successfully infiltrated Ocelot's ship by parachute. However, there is a strange and ominous silence in here. Kicking the door open and rushing into the control room, they see no one. They realize that something is wrong. At this time, the group knows they have been tricked. The lights suddenly go out. The whole group is captured and locked in a cabin. Everyone starts arguing because they suspect that there is a traitor in the group who revealed their plan to Rahmat. At this time, a group of mercenaries entered, knocked out Commander Marsh, and took him away. Below, Christmas had also arrived. When preparing to board the ship, Decca refused to go with him because he didn't want to return to his previous life, so Christmas had to go alone. After boarding the ship, he felt very strange, thinking that there must be a bloody war on this ship. He didn't understand what Gina and the mercenary team did. Only met Rahmat's soldiers, but with his intelligence and quickness, the CIA exchanged Marsh for a prisoner who had seen Ocelot. Meanwhile, Christmas continued to remove obstacles in his way, discovering that they were hanging the American flag on the deck. It turned out that Ocelot planned to provoke World War III by disguising himself as a US military ship carrying nuclear warheads to explode in Russian waters. He cleverly killed a guard, while the other three gathered to watch a video of the streamer humiliating Christmas. When he was a bodyguard, he rushed out in a rage and stabbed 3 of them, killing them on the spot. Thanks to the GPS signal he had installed on the knife, he found where they kept the weapons of the Gina team. Christmas went there, forced a soldier to ask where everyone was being held. But at this time, Rahmat also realized that someone had broken into the ship, and immediately ordered the entire army to capture and kill him immediately. A chase began. While Christmas was running away, he accidentally came to a bunker where a huge nuclear bomb was hidden. He also discovered that it would explode soon. Christmas continued to run deeper inside, and at the same time killed quite a few enemies. But they were as numerous as ants, and very quickly surrounded him on all sides. Seeing a line of motorcycles equipped with machine guns nearby, he immediately borrowed one and ran to the highest position, continuously shooting at them. Then, driving out, the remaining guys also got in their cars and chased after them. Along the corridor were all enemies. Christmas had to run and deal with them. The place he passed was littered with corpses. From the canteen to the deck, the others were still relentlessly killing and chasing after him. He ran straight all the way. He made a turn that made the others unable to react. He was shot, and they were blown to pieces. In the end, there was only one person left. Soldier rushed at full speed towards him. Christmas pressed the gas pedal and rushed to lift the front of the bike, blocking the bullets from Soldier. Then, Christmas flew straight up to the fuselage of the plane as a launch pad. From the air, Christmas rained bullets down on him. That guy just kept crashing into the plane, shattering it into pieces, but the attack did not stop. Rahmat's subordinate used a grenade launcher to continuously attack Christmas. Christmas could only run away, and was chased by the whole group from behind. He managed to take down a group, and then found a place to hide. But the enemy force only increased, not decreased. Just when Christmas was cornered, Decca appeared in time to support him. With just a knife and martial arts, Decca had already killed more than 10 of them. The two defeated a few more of Rahmat's henchmen, and continued to return to find his teammates. Meanwhile, Gina's group discovered a drainage system that could help them escape. However, it needed to be wet to open, but where would the water come from? They had to get some water on their bodies. Can you guys give others some privacy? Later, the group endured the smell and crawled out of the drainage system. But once again, they were caught by the guards. But fortunately, the guards were taken down by Christmas. After that, the group followed Christmas to get their weapons back and went to where the bomb was. They discovered that it would explode in less than 30 minutes, and the key to deactivating it was in Rahmat's hands. The group had no choice but to go to Rahmat to get the remote control. They set a trap to detonate a bomb on the car to distract Rahmat's guards. Then, they coordinated to fight the criminals and threw them into the sea. Everyone acted easily. Each gunner only missed a little bit due to blurred vision and shaky hands, and had to drink a little to regain his composure. Everyone attacked like a storm, and Rahmat's henchmen dead everywhere straw in an instant. Christmas was about to break into the cabin. But just when everything was going well, Rahmat's henchmen jumped down and stabbed him. Decca and Lash immediately rushed to help. This guy was no pushover, fighting on par with Decca. It was only when the two of them coordinated to ambush him that they were able to defeat him. After a while of struggling, Decca and Lash finally killed Rahmat's henchmen. At this moment, the CIA helicopter also arrived to carry out the hostage exchange. Christmas quickly infiltrated the cabin to find Rahmat, determined to avenge Barney's death. He quickly killed all of Rahmat's henchmen and officially confronted Rahmat. A fierce battle ensued. Christmas's moves were very quick and powerful, but Rahmat was not far behind. After all, he was the leader of an entire army, so the two were considered evenly matched. It took Christmas a long time to succeed, but Christmas only managed to scratch a scar on his face. Then, both of them fell from the height, but both of them endured the pain and continued to fight. Both of them fought without mercy. Finally, Christmas was able to stab him in the shoulder. However, Rahmat was still unharmed. Rahmat pulled out a knife and threw it away, attacking Christmas repeatedly. Christmas was knocked back, quickly grabbed the stairs and kicked Rahmat in the head. Finally, he chopped an axe into Rahmat's chest. Christmas demanded that he hand over the bomb detonation controller. Before he died, he said that he did not hold the remote, but that it was in the hands of Ocelot, his boss. At this time, the helicopter also brought the prisoner, the only person who could identify Ocelot. When Agent Marsh saw him, Marsh immediately opened fire, causing the prisoner to collapse on the spot. Christmas saw everything, understood everything, and informed his teammates that Marsh was actually Ocelot. Then, Christmas took a gun and destroyed the helicopter that Ocelot was trying to escape. Marsh was holding the switch to prevent the explosion. Seeing that he had been exposed, he frankly confessed that he not only wanted to provoke a war to gain huge profits, but also wanted to blame all the crimes on the mercenaries. Then, he threw the ineffective switch into the sea. At this time, Marsh gathered the rest of the army and rained bullets on Christmas's group. They could do nothing but run away, because the nuclear bomb would explode soon. Christmas remembered that they still had Decca's boat, that was tied to the aircraft carrier earlier. With only 12 minutes left, the group decided to rappel down there. As soon as everyone had left, Christmas, alone on the ship, made a noble decision. He cut the cable and accepted the sacrifice, returning to the control room to redirect the ship to the open sea, avoiding affecting the innocent people nearby. The group had no other choice but to leave, taking the injured member to shore. When there were less than 7 minutes left until the bomb exploded, Christmas hurriedly flipped all the switches, dropped the anchor into the sea, turned the rudder all the way, and forced the ship to change course 180 degrees. People and objects on the ship tilted sharply. Ocelot also discovered Christmas's actions, ordering his men to come and adjust the control panel. One man was afraid and did not dare to return because the bomb was about to explode. Ocelot brutally shot and killed his subordinates, who did not listen to him. The remaining group rushed to the control room. They continuously attacked, wanting to finish Christmas. Christmas now had no weapons in his hands and was ready for the approaching death. However, a helicopter suddenly fired missiles at them. Finally, only Ocelot was left alone in the middle of the deck. He threw down his gun and asked Christmas to fight a duel. But as soon as Christmas arrived, the cunning man immediately pulled out his backup gun. Before he could shoot, he was shot by the helicopter, blowing up on the spot. Even more surprising, the person piloting the helicopter was Barney. It turned out that Barney had staged his fake death to reopen an old investigation, proving Ocelot's true identity. After flying to a safe enough place, Barney destroyed the aircraft carrier, and the nuclear bomb sank to the bottom of the deep sea. Thanks to that, the nuclear bomb had reduced its destructive power, but it was enough to overwhelm the two people before the scene. Its remaining power is enough to level a city if it explodes on land. Afterwards, the group returns to New York and celebrates their victory at a bar. Christmas and Gina also mend their relationship. When Christmas returns the ring to Barney, Christmas asks Barney how he faked his dead body. Barney says that while parachuting, he used a zombie to replace him. Poor replacement soldier, not understanding what was going on. The movie ends here. This is probably the last part of the Expendables. The movie shows us that there are friendships that teach us lessons about sacrifice and loyalty, when each person is willing to put the other's interests above their own. Therefore, friendship is not only a social relationship, but also an indispensable part of each of our life journeys. Thank you very much for your support, so that the channel can develop as it is today. If you find it interesting, please give me a like and a comment about this movie. Especially, please subscribe to the channel to follow my movie recap. See you again, my dear friends.